Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 3, text number 20, chapter number 25, text number 36. Tair Darshaniya Vayavairudara Vilasaha Sekshitava Masuktai Hritatmano Hrita Pranam Bhaktir Anichato Me Gatim Anvim Prayungte. Translation purport by His Divine Grace by Chanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Ho. Translation. Upon seeing the charming forms of the Lord, smiling and attractive, and hearing His very pleasing words, the pure devotee almost loses all other consciousness. His senses are freed from all other engagements, and he becomes absorbed in devotional service. Thus, in spite of his unwillingness, he attains liberation without separate endeavor. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. There are three divisions of devotees: first class, second class, and third class. Even the third class devotees are liberated souls. It is explained in this verse that although they do not have knowledge, simply by seeing the beautiful decoration of the deity in the temple, the devotee is absorbed in thought of him and loses all other consciousness. Simply by fixing oneself in Krishna consciousness, engaging the senses in the service of the Lord, one is imperceptibly liberated. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Simply by discharging uncontaminated devotional service as prescribed in the scriptures, one becomes equal to Brahman. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. This means that the living entity in his original state is Brahman because he is part and parcel of the Supreme Brahman. But simply because of his forgetfulness of his real nature as an eternal servitor of the Lord, he is overwhelmed and captured by Maya. His forgetfulness of his real constitutional position is Maya. Otherwise, he is eternally Brahman. When one is trained to become conscious of his position, he understands that he is the servitor of the Lord. Brahman refers to a state of self-realization. Even the third-class devotee who is not advanced in knowledge of the absolute truth but simply offers obeisances with great devotion, thinks of the Lord, sees the Lord in the temple and brings forth flowers and fruits to offer to the deity, becomes imperceptibly liberated. Shraddhayan Vitaha. With great devotion, the devotees offer worshipful respects and paraphernalia to the deity. The deities of Radha and Krishna, Lakshmi and Narayana, and Rama and Sita are very much attractive to devotees. So much so that when they see the statue decorated in the temple of the Lord, they become fully absorbed in thought of the Lord. That is the state of liberation. In other words, it is confirmed here that even a third-class devotee is in the transcendental position above those who are trying for liberation by speculation or by other methods. Even great impersonalists like Shukadeva Goswami and the four Kumaras were attracted by the beauty of the deities in the temple, by the decorations and by the aroma of tulsi offered to the Lord, and they become devotees. Even though they were in the liberated state, instead of remaining impersonalists, they were attracted by the beauty of the Lord and became devotees. Here the word Vilasa is very important. Vilasa refers to the activities or pastimes of the Lord. It is a prescribed duty in temple worship that not only one should one visit the temple to see the deity nicely decorated, but at the same time he should hear the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita or some similar literature, which is regularly recited in the temple. It is a system in Vrindavan that in every temple there is a recitation of the Shastras. Even third-class devotees who have no literary knowledge or no time to read Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita get the opportunity to hear about the pastimes of the Lord. In this way, their minds may remain always absorbed in the thought of the Lord, His form, His activities, and His transcendental nature. This state of Krishna consciousness is a liberated stage. Lord Chaitanya therefore recommended 5 important processes in the discharge of devotional service. Number 1, to chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Number 2, to associate with devotees and serve them as far as possible. Number 3, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Number 4, to see the decorated temple and the deity, and if possible, number 5, to live in a place like Vrindavan or Mathura. These 5 items alone can help a devotee achieve the highest perfectional stage. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita and here in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That third class devotees can also imperceptibly achieve liberation is accepted in all Vedic literatures. Thus hence the Bhaktivedanta purport.
The following is a class on Srimad Bhagavatam. 3rd Canto, 25th Chapter, Text number 36. Given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Recorded on 5th of December, 1974 in Bombay, India.
Klesha adhikatarastesha abbhaktya saptachitasa. It is said that one who is impersonalist, he takes more trouble to come to me. He'll come later on, but it will take some time. The impersonal feature of understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, it is partial understanding. Just like we have explained several times that we have got experience of the sunshine, because sunshine is very easily approached. But that understanding of the sunshine is not real understanding of the sun globe or sun planet or the sun god. That is not perfect understanding. It is partial understanding that you can understand the sun globe is full of heat and light. That's all. But how much heat, what is the temperature of heat, how much light is there, and where is the source of heat and light, that is not possible to understand. Everyone will admit this. Simply by saying, because the sunshine is entering your room from the window, that does not mean you know everything of the sun. Similarly, this impersonal understanding of the absolute truth is like that. That like sunshine is impersonal. But the sun god is person. If sun god is not person, how Krishna says, Imam vivassati yogam prattavan aham abhayam. This Bhagavad Gita, he says to Arjuna, that this Bhagavad Gita, science of Bhagavad Gita, or this yoga system, bhakti yoga system, I spoke to sun god. Exactly like that, I am speaking to you. So Arjuna is person and Krishna is person. Therefore, in the sun planet, the predominating deity is a person, is not impersonal. So you cannot understand that person simply by seeing the sunshine. That requires better qualification, how to enter the sun planet, how to see the predominating deity. The impersonalists, they simply conclude that same way as we, foolish person, conclude that the sun planet is simply a fiery substance and there is nothing. No, if there is nothing, if there is no sun god, predominating deity or the president of the sun globe, then how Krishna could speak with him? In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Aham vivassati yogam prattava. It's like we talk, we are talking with you. We are not talking in the sky, vacant. We are talking with persons. These are intelligent, these require intelligence. So, now we can imagine how the sun god can be person. It is a fiery big fire, substance, and how one can live. This is also foolishness. Because I cannot live in the fire, therefore nobody can live in the fire. That is my foolishness. And my body is not so made. Just like you cannot live in the water. It does not mean that there is no living entity in the water. It requires intelligence. Similarly, if you cannot live in the fire, it does not mean that nobody lives there. Yes, there are living entities whose body is so made, just like the fish and other aquatics, they live. Their body is so made. This is intelligent study. Otherwise, if you simply compare with my intelligence, my position, my circumstances, and we conclude all others like that is blindness. That is not blindness. So similarly, impersonal realization of God, that is imperfect. Exactly like the understanding of the sunshine is not understanding of the sun globe and the sun globe. Everyone can understand. It is not very difficult. If you think that because I have seen sunshine, then I have seen everything, I have known everything of the sun. No. You do not know even how big the sun globe is. And when you read books, when you read scientific books, you can understand it is 1400 times bigger than this planet. So ultimately, God is person, is not impersonal. Impersonal understanding is imperfect, partial understanding. That is, God, Krishna, is Sachidananda Vigraha, Sat-Chit Ananda. So impersonal understanding of Krishna means you understand only the short portion. The two other portion, Chit and Ananda, you do not know. You do not know. So, if you understand Krishna, then you understand the impersonal Brahma realization and localized Paramatma realization. That is stated in the Veda. Jasmin Vijnate Sarvamevam Vijnatam Bhakti. If you simply understand Krishna, then you understand the other two features. Because Krishna is Ananda. You see Krishna's feature. He is not thinking, taxing his brain, how to do this, how to do that. No, it's Anandama. Anandama is playing on his flute, and Radharani is there. He is in ecstatic Ananda. Alladini Shakti. Radha Krishna Pranaya Brikiti Alladini Shakti. It is the transaction of bliss, transcendental bliss. Alladini Shakti. Krishna has got many potencies. Out of that, one potency is Alladini Shakti, pleasure giving. He is Atmaram. He is full in himself. When he wants to enjoy, he expands himself, his pleasure potency. So Radharani is his pleasure potency. And the gopis are expansion of Radharani. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita Stabhi Eva Nija Rupa Taya Kalabhi. Nija Rupa. The forms are Krishna's. But Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, just to test the mellow of transcendental bliss, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita Stabhi Eva Nija Rupa Taya Kalabhi. Goloka eva nivisati akilatma bhuto govindamadi purisam tavang. This is a verse from the Brahma Samhita. So, Krishna is, we are seeing the form of Krishna, that is the ultimate understanding of the absolute truth. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdati. Badanti tat tattavidas tatyam jad jnanam adhyam Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabda. So Satchit Ananda, the Brahma realization is Sat realization. Paramatma realization is Chit realization. And Bhagavan realization means Ananda realization. Sat Chit Ananda. And in the Vedanta Sutra it is said that the absolute truth is Anandamaya Abhyasa. Anandamaya. He is always Anandamaya. You read Krishna's Lila, is always full of transcendental bliss, especially in Vrindavan. Vrindavan, that is his original residence. They are simply Ananda. Krishna is playing with his cowherds, boys, friends. Krishna is dancing with the gopis. Krishna is stealing Mother Jasoda's butter. Krishna is doing so. All Ananda, transcendental bliss. So, here it is stated that if you begin your devotional service as it is prescribed you, simply see the deity. Then gradually realize how Krishna is smiling, how Krishna is playing on his flute, how Krishna is enjoying the company of Srimati Radharani. We have to see simply by seeing. And if you hear about Krishna, just you are hearing now, these two processes will increase in such a way that one time anichchata me gatim anning prajunte, you automatically become a great devotee. Simply if you come to this temple or any temple where deity is very nicely worshipped, these are all scientific, it is not imagination. Just like people think that they are worshipping idol and imagining something. No, they are stated in this. All Shastra, it is the prescribed method for developing your God consciousness or Krishna consciousness. It is a science. Vijnana samannitam. Jnanam me paramam guhyam. Jad vijnana samannitam. Sarhasam tad angancha grihana goditanga maya. And Krishna advised Brahma after creation, then he said, Jnanam, this is called Chatusloki Bhagavad. The four slokas, which is the basic principle of Srimad Bhagavad. Jnanam paramam guhyam. The knowledge of Krishna is very confidential. Guhyam. Guhyad guhyatama. In the Bhagavad Gita said, my dear Arjuna, I have spoken to you so many things. But now, because you are my very dear friend and devotee, therefore I am disclosing the most confidential knowledge. What is that? Sarva dharman parityajya mamam. Just surrender to. That's all. This is the confidential knowledge. Don't try to understand many things, or if you have heard, if you could not understand, then I tell you, this is the most confidential part of knowledge that Sarva Dharman Parityajya, before this verse, Guhyad Guyyatam. Guhyad Guyyatam. Guhya means very confidential. So, this Guhya, this Brahma realization is also very confidential. But Paramatma realization is Guhyatara, still more confidential. And to understand Krishna is Guhyatama, superlative. Guhyat Guhyatama. So to understand Krishna, Krishna has explained in so many ways. Simply to understand Krishna makes you liberated. Takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti tam. So therefore, this is the process of understanding Krishna. These Krishna consciousness centers are being opened all over the world just to give the people the chance how to become liberated simply by seeing the deity and chanting Hare Krishna. This is the opportunity. But fools and rascals, they think that it is nonsense. But actually it's not, this is a science. So, by following this process, then what will be the Hita Atmana, Hita Pranangst. Then gradually your mind will be fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Mind and senses. Hitatmana and hita prana. Prana. Prana, our prana, life, is at the senses. So if your mind and senses are fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, that is called bhakti. That is called bhakti, is not sentiment. It is a practical science when your mind and senses are fully absorbed in Krishna. The senses are engaged in serving Krishna and mind is always thinking of Krishna. Savai mana Krishna padaravinda. Vachangsi vaikuntha gunanu. Just like Maharaj, Ambarish, he was a great devotee. And his business was, although he was a king, very responsible king and ruling over the world, but his mind was always absorbed in Krishna. This is possible. This is possible. That the example is given that a woman or a lady is always busy in his household affair, but she also takes care of her bunch of hair, how to set it up and very nicely combed. She does not forget this. In spite of her being engaged in so many household affairs, she does not forget to take care of the bunch of hair. Similarly, one who is actually devoted, he may be engaged in so many things, but he does not forget Krishna. That is the example. Very good example. So, Hita Atmana, Hita Pranangsta, Bhakti. This is the perfection. This means that the gross body and the subtle body become digested. No more existence of this gross body. Gross body means sense gratification. And subtle body means speculation. God is like that, God is like that. Speculation, subtle body, man buddhi ahankar. And gross body means the senses. So, when the senses and the mind, everything is engaged in Krishna consciousness, that means you are already liberated. Already liberated. Therefore it is said, Rannichhata me gatimanning prajante. The liberated means that you have no more the activities of gross body and subtle body, but there are activities of the soul. This is one. The bhakti means the activities of the soul, not of the body, not of the mind. The Brahma realization means stopping the activities of the body, but the activities of the mind is going on, or they do not know. It is not perfect knowledge. Therefore I have said several times that the Brahma realization, those who are Brahma realized souls, they are not in perfect knowledge. So Abhishuddha Buddha, they have been described as Abhishuddha. Vishuddha means very purified, and A means not. Abhishuddha Buddha, their intelligence is not yet perfectly purified. Abhishuddha Buddha, Jennero Bindaka. They are thinking that now we have become liberated. No, that is not liberation. Here is liberation. Why? Titatmana, tita pranang bhakti. When the mind and the senses are all absorbed in Krishna, that is the bhakti state. Mad bhakti labati para. People think that bhakti is a sentiment. No, it is above liberation. Above liberation. Unless one is not liberated, he cannot stand on the platform of bhakti. That is bhakti. That is called parabhakti. Parabhakti and parabhakti. So, any devotee who is serious about this deity worship, hearing about Krishna, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, following the Vedic principle, or rejecting the sinful activities of life, in this way we can come to the platform of spiritual life, and if we act accordingly, that is called bhakti, yoga, or the liberated state. Thank you.